Hey everyone, it's Colton here. I don't know about you, but I love Osomatsu San. The first season of Osomatsu San aired on TV Tokyo on October 6th, 2015, almost 10 years ago this year. For anybody not aware, which would be shocking if you're watching this video, Osomatsu San is a reimagining of mangaka Fujio Akasuka's 1962 series Osomatsu Kun. The series originally ran in Shogakukan's weekly Shonen Sunday magazine from 1962 until 1969. The first animated series based on Akasuka-san's work was released in 1966, animated by Studio Zero. The second series, which released in 1988, was animated by Studio Pierrot, who would go on to animate Osomatsu San. In its most basic essence, Osomatsu Kun is a light-hearted gag manga that follows the sextuplets as they cause trouble or face off against local nuisance Chibis. There's Osomatsu, the oldest brother, Karamatsu, Choromatsu, Ichimatsu, Jiushimatsu, and Todomatsu. I'm not going to get too much deeper than that. Osomatsu Kun is insanely popular in Japan, and its influence is far-reaching in the pop culture sphere. What we are here to do today is rank my top 10 favorite episodes in Osomatsu San Season 1. By episode, I really mean block or skit, as a regular episode of Osomatsu San will usually have two 11-minute segments like Ed, Edd and Eddy or any other Western cartoon. Sometimes, the episode will be made up of several completely separate skits, while also having episodes that take up the entire runtime. It wasn't easy. Originally, I was going to rank in order every segment, but after several rewrites, even my own top 10 list kept changing. That's when I decided I would try and whittle it down to my 10 favorites. So, as of this current moment, we're going to look at those episodes. But first, the honorable mentions. Number 1. Letter. The second to last episode of the first season. Letter is one of the most impressive episodes of the entire series. Director of the series, Yuichi Fujita, also directs Gintama, and his ability to subvert your expectations and tell emotionally impactful stories within the confines of a comedy series never ceases to amaze me. Watching the Matsuno brothers take the necessary steps to make positive changes in their lives, while Osomatsu seems to fight the change and resent his brothers in some form, all works beautifully to tell a compelling story about aging and finding purpose. Of course, this is all stripped away in the season finale, but I digress. Karamatsu, in a standout moment, protects Jiushimatsu and hits Osomatsu, dragging him outside to set him straight. Honorable mention number 2. Karamatsu Sensei. In this skit, Todomatsu, who takes the role of a teacher at Matsuno High School, is called into Vice Principal Choromatsu's office to talk about several issues he has found with the school festival. While Todomatsu tries his best to alleviate Choromatsu's concerns, the misunderstanding keeps rising to a boiling point. Number 3. The Karamatsu Incident. Chibis, tired of being ripped off by the Matsuno brothers, kidnaps our boy in blue, Karamatsu, for a ransom. Too bad that Karamatsu's brothers hate him and really don't care what happens to him anyways. It really becomes quite sad as the episode goes along. So with that, guys, let's begin our list. Number 10. It's a birthday party, Dajo. The Matsunos are invited to their dear old friend Hatabo's birthday party. Now a successful and wealthy informant, Hatabo goes by the name Mr. Flag.
Hi, Mr. Flag. Obama!
And has a legion of workers who don the same flag in their heads. Seeing an opportunity to make some easy money, Osomatsu, in usual fashion, just asks for it. After some arguing among the brothers, they figure they can just work for Hatabo. Only one problem. They need flags of their own. Number 9. Osomatsu Kun Returns. The series pilot, banned and wiped from the face of the earth. This one episode caused so much controversy, Yuichi Fujita felt the need to apologize. Not wanting to blow their chance with a new anime, the brothers reformat their story setting and style to reflect modern tastes. Now, they're teenage idols who attend a private school and fight to apparently protect the entire world. Yeah, the plot definitely gets lost, even Choromatsu breaks down by the end, realizing every single person around him has nothing but delusions of grandeur. The episode takes the concept of parody and stuffs it into a sleeping bag like Jason Voorhees. It goes to 11, and I love it. Number 8. Let's get a job. The brothers begin to feel lost without a purpose, so Choromatsu convinces everybody to visit the Job Corps. Eventually, Ayami decides to help the Matsunos and hooks them up with a job in a black factory. They're exploited beyond any reason, while brainwashed to believe what's happening is good for them. Possible political commentary for work in general? Nah, it's really just making light of black companies, which as of 2023 are still prevalent, A survey conducted around November of 2023 found that 38% of everyone interviewed said they had worked for or currently are working for a black company in Japan. Not relevant to this hilarious episode, but a very interesting fact nonetheless. Number 7. Todomatsu and the Five Demons. Todomatsu begins working at a popular coffee chain and actually makes friends with his 2 female co-workers. Of course, his whole world comes crashing down when his 5 brothers enter and ruin his entire persona. No joke, there are several laugh-out-loud moments in this episode that stand as some of the funniest moments in the entire series. Definitely worth a watch. Number 6. We Caught a Cold. The episode begins and the brothers are sick. All of them but Osomatsu. Osomatsu takes care of his brothers in the only way he knows how, and he's paid back in kind. The gimmick here is seeing how each brother cares for the rest of the Matsunos, and while you would think that the concept would get stale fast, they mix it up with each brother and don't repeat any jokes, which the show is guilty of from time to time. It has a hilarious ending, and I really recommend this one. Number 5. Final Shi. Ayami gets the focus as he meets with a powerful martial arts master who believes Ayami holds a special power inside of him. The storytelling, presentation, comedy, and some of the frames stand out as some of the best in the entire series as well, especially the ending, one of the best bits of animation, and one of the funniest moments in the entire series. Calling back to a 20-second cold opening from the beginning of the season is just genius. Number 4. To the North. Dekapan and Dion take a road trip together in this mostly silent episode. The episode is firing on all cylinders. I think this episode, above all else, gets the most laughs out of my brothers and I. If this was just based on its comedic merits, this episode would be in the number 1 spot without a single Matsuno appearing. We're at the point I'd hate to spoil the goods, so please just go watch this one. Number 3. The Life of Chibita's Flower. Chibita is dedicated to Odin. After growing up struggling to find his place in traditional kitchens, he realizes his childhood love could make him a decent living. Then, one day, Chibita comes by a withering flower and decides to water it. That flower then takes the form of a woman who loves Chibita. The story that follows is one about perspective, Chibita's lack of it, and how the flower fairy opens his eyes to the beauties of the world. A good mix of comedy and heart make this episode stand out as one of the best in the entire series. I haven't even mentioned the Karamatsu side story, which is equal parts hilarious and real. We've all had a friend whose significant other was awful to them, but they would hand-wave away all of the emotional abuse. Number 2. Aamis Counterattack. Ayami, fed up with not being the protagonist like in the 1988 anime, calls for a competition to shake things up a bit. Whoever can win the kart racing competition will become the new protagonist. So this episode has a lot of fun callbacks to the previous episodes, with both characters and their kart designs. Why did Osomatsu agree to this set of rules? Who knows, but he surprisingly has more honor in this episode than most others. I can't say the same for Ayami, who's willing to do anything and everything, including augment his own body to make it indestructible. I'm not going to go any further with this episode, but the ending is one of pure genius. Go ahead and go watch it. And my number 1 Osomatsu San Season 1 episode is Jushimatsu Falls in Love. This is the point in the video that will be entering spoiler territory, so if you want to click off, watch the episode and come back. You watched it? No? Okay. My sweet boy Jushimatsu. He deserves the world and so much more. At some point in his life, Jushimatsu came to be his current chaotic self, and nobody in his family quite remembers when his personality flipped. His routine is so set in stone it's like clockwork to Osomatsu and the rest of the boys. Then, one day, Jushimatsu decides to take his time. His demeanor, his daily plans, and his whole aura seems to fade into one of enjoying each moment. Not to say Jushimatsu didn't enjoy life before, but it seems like he has a new appreciation for the little things. His brothers follow Gyushi one day and find him meeting with a woman. Jushimatsu truly is in love, and it feels so good to see the sweetest of the Matsunos find true happiness. Once they realize he really is happy, they decide to leave him alone. Osomatsu, while at an AV shop, finds a mystery DVD with someone he recognizes. It's implied to be Jushimatsu's lady friend. Choosing not to tell Jushimatsu speaks to how much Osomatsu loves his brothers, and is a subtle detail that I love. Jushimatsu tries leveling up and ends up with a broken heart, as he's rejected by his love. Depressed, Jushimatsu relays the tale of how he met Kanojo-chan. One day, while at the beach, Kanojo-chan planned to end her life. Suddenly, she noticed Jushimatsu practicing his baseball swinging. Kanojo-chan waits for Jushimatsu to finish before she continues, but when a wave sweeps Jushimatsu out, Kanojo saves him, or, as Jushimatsu puts it, he saves her. And in a way, they both saved each other. While Kanojo does love Jushimatsu, she must leave town as she's returning to her parents' home. The implication to me was that she had regained her will to live and wants to reconnect with her family. Osomatsu says nuts to all that, and that Jushimatsu still has a chance to say goodbye to Kanojo before she leaves. The standout moment for sure, to me at least. When we lose, when things look their worst, some words of encouragement are all we need to guide us out of that darkness and to see the beauty in life. Jushimatsu realizes he may not be able to be with Kanojo, but he can be there for her, which is just as important. In one of the sweetest moments of any show I've seen, Jushimatsu sends off Kanojo in the only way he knows, and he makes her smile one final time. As both of them cry, this time, they're tears of gratitude for getting to know one another. Nothing short of beautiful in my opinion, and all the more powerful in a comedy series. So that's the list. We'll get around to making the Season 2 list at some point. We're going to be looking at the Osomatsu video games here soon on the channel. And then, besides that, I have a couple more figures and just fun stuff coming from Japan that we can look at on the channel too. But, yep, this is just something I wanted to get out of the way. You know, there's not enough discussion about Osomatsu San online because it's a little bit older at this point. But with it coming back this year, we need to revitalize the fandom a little bit and just get the conversation going at least, because, you know, most people are gonna see it on Crunchyroll or wherever and just be like, what is that show? So yeah, let's spread the word and get it out there that this show's awesome. So yeah, hope you have a great day.